Hello, this is a follow-up to my video of when I first reacted to the live-action Jungle Book trailer so many moons ago. I did not like the trailer. I thought it was creepy and dark and just, I don't know, I thought it was like one of those movies where they turn a fairy tale into some sad horror film. Not even a good horror film that makes you scared, just something with a lot of blood and gore to just make people feel uncomfortable and cringe. And that made me uncomfortable because the old animated Jungle Book that Disney made like 50 years ago was very charming, and I liked it very much. I would rewatch it a lot, even though it wasn't a girly princess movie. It was still one of my favorite Disney movies. I don't know, I just liked the dynamic between the characters. I liked the witty dialogue. I liked how they weren't perfect adults, but were really trying to do right as parent figures to this kid. And I liked that the animals respected one another, even if they were out to eat each other. So I saw the live action movie, and it was better than expected, but still not that great. I thought it was a very exciting movie. I mean, there were a lot of sequences where, the characters were in danger and it was very tense, and there wasn't like a bunch of fighting here out. It was more of just like suspenseful, and yeah, that was deserved fear. That was built up really well, and I give credit to, I don't know, the Iron Man director. He did really well with that. Let's see. There were some parts that I thought were a little too sappy. I don't know, like they were just trying to be sappy, like there weren't genuine feelings and whatnot. I'll come to that when I get to characters. Let's see. The CG was really cool. After I saw it, I saw some little clip-it video that said most of it was all just green screen, and the real part was the kid. And that was neat. That was kind of like watching an animated film. And that made it a little more endearing to me when I considered they built all of these animals and all these places just, with puppetry, and that was kind of awesome. Like, just on standpoint, like, there was this funny glow on everything, but not too much. And the animals looked good. I mean, some of the animals even looked gorgeous. And yeah, it just felt good for that reason. Let's see. Shere Khan, Big Bad Tiger. In the old cartoon version, he didn't come until like the last 20 minutes of the movie. I mean, he was talked about the whole thing, and that's what made him a little more scary, because it's like it was unpredictable of what this big bad guy was going to be. It turned out he was a very well-spoken English gentleman who just happened to like eating little boys. And in a way, his absolute relaxed nature to wanting to eat something, a child, was scary. And in this new live-action version, it's kind of cool that they put a scar on his face to give reason for why he should hate people instead of him just being an animal, a predator, so automatically he would like hate competition or hate something with guns or maybe knives or weapons in this case that could kill him. So yeah, the fire scars were a nice illustration to his character. The voice acting was very well done on him because the guy was British again. Yeah, that was neat. He did a fine job as Shere Khan. He did what he was supposed to do. It's kind of neat that he started killing beforehand. I don't know, I'm a little iffy about... Maybe I just don't like extreme amounts of violence. But on the other hand, to see Shere Khan and Bagheera actually fight, like as two big cats, that was interesting. Something I had always wanted to see in the old cartoon, but didn't because he and Bagheera were never in scenes together. Maybe they thought that was too much back then. But yeah, I mean, if you have to make a CGI movie about big cats who are enemies, you might as well do that. Let's see, Bagheera. Bagheera was my favorite character in the old cartoon because, I don't know, he was kind of like Squidward, or he's always that I told you so kind of guy where he was just trying to do the right thing and everyone around him was just so goofy and he was like the straight man to everything. And I liked that. I liked that about him. I felt sorry for him in so many instances. In this case, he actually had very little screen time. I mean, when he was on screen, he was dignified and good, and that's what you wanted, like the scene where he's at the watering hole and he respects the little deer and he takes a drink next to them. That's nice. That was nice. That kept in the spirit that animals respect each other. But I am disappointed that that big, beautiful black cat got so very little screen time. I don't even remember if he narrated. But yeah, I loved Bagheera. At one point when I was little, I think I named my cat after him. Or I had a friend who named a cat after him, and I was very proud of her. Either way, I was sad there was less Bagheera than there could have been. Let's see. The wolves were in it a lot. Like, they were really in it in the book that I had to read when I was in middle school. And yeah, I liked that there was the mama wolf in it because she was a big part in the book. And it was cool that she represented the pack. And yeah, I mean, I was fine with seeing the wolves. They were very, very beautifully animated. Good to see their point of their issue and all that. I mean, the part where they treated Mowgli like the annoying outsider, like, I don't know, the hiccup from How to Train Your Dragons, like, oh, he makes all these inventions and he's really annoying about it. That part I didn't like because I kind of think it's like a cliche of, zero to hero. But the way Mama Wolf loved her child, mm, I don't know, the way the puppies were animated, that was neat. Let's see. I didn't like this reincarnation of Baloo. I mean, in real life, there isn't going to be some happy, friendly bum that's going to walk up to you and teach you how to fight just out of the goodness of his heart. Yeah, you don't want to be friends with that guy in real life. But still, at the time, even now, I find the voice actor's character, yeah, what was his name? He also did Thomas and the Aristocats. He was also Little something, like Little John in the Robin Hood movie. God, what's that voice? What is that voice actor's name? Well, for whatever reason, he was very charming. He was laid back. He was the kind of buddy you want to talk to. Whereas Bill Murray, I don't think was the greatest choice. I mean, I think Bill Murray's funny when he's in Ghostbusters and Tootsie and other older stuff. But now he's starting to just be that cynical old bastard, and I just felt like he wasn't really in place for this movie. Like, I don't know, it was like when he played Garfield, and that was a terrible movie. I mean, I like that they gave him more of a story of where he was using the kid and his thumbs and his human's invention for his own advantage because he was a lazy slob. But I don't know, that part where he's like, no, Lassie, go home, go home. I wasn't fond of that. I mean, I liked in the cartoon where, like, Baloo was so nervous about saying it right, and even though he tried to say the right words, it still didn't work out because, they were both treated like people, and even when you're trying to do the right thing, if someone really doesn't agree with it for their personal reasons, it's not going to go well, even if everyone has the best intentions. In this one, it just seemed like emotional manipulation. So, I didn't dig that. I thought he was well animated, like the way his little eyes were always half closed, and he actually looked like a sloth bear instead of just some big blue plush toy. But no, I didn't like this version very much at all. And I thought, okay, I'll admit, when the kid and Baloo were just down the river and they were singing their own, like, really agitated, fast version of Bare Necessities, it was like, okay. Actually, I'm a little undecided of where I can't tell if it was kind of sweet that they were bringing this classic old song and they looked like they were having fun doing it, or they were just sticking it in to sweeten nostalgia purposes. Didn't make my nostalgia feel any better because it just made me prefer the original because I think the original guy has a better singing voice than Bill Murray. Oh god, and then it came to the part about the orangutans. Christopher Walken I like very much, and I think his voice was a cool pick. I mean, I think he should do more voice acting. God, the part where he's like in the shadow and he's like, you know who I am? Like just little hand gestures. Those were cool. The part where you reveal that he's a big King Kong orangutan, just so obese. I don't know. It's like, okay. It's not the size of a real orangutan, but again, they're talking animals, so reality shouldn't be that important. I don't know, the part where he was so evil, like such a big, like, evil king, and then he tried to sing the song, the sweet, okay, Nah, not perfectly sweet, but the fun, jazzy song when Christopher Walken tried to do that, it was weird. And by the way, I was the only person in the theater who sang the little parts that the monkey's supposed to sing in between, like, ooh, we do, wop doo, I wanna be like you, ooh, ooh, shabba doo bidoo bee. No one did the shabba doo bidoo bee except me. I felt very alone. But okay. This isn't for people trying to relive their childhoods. It's about parents dragging their kids to a movie that they might think will knock them out for a couple hours. Pity. I don't know, if made for the kids, and I think it will leave a good imprint of an actiony, exciting movie about talking animals. God, when I think about how there were so many other live action movies in between this one and the old Disney movie, it's scary because a lot of those was either like really weird animation where it's just like you videotape an animal and then you animate the little mouse kind of moving, or not at all, and it's kind of like telepathy where, I don't know, some Hawaiian guy who plays Mowgli can't understand them for some magic reason. Yeah, that's not good nostalgia. This movie is a little bit better in that just because it had better suspense. Let's see, who's the character I missed? Oh, Kaa! I am personally terrified of snakes, so yeah, the part where Kaa had so little screen time made me very happy. I don't care if that they made them female. I think Scarlett Johansson has a lovely voice. I kind of wish. I don't know, I like the person they had chosen for the Wolf Mother, but I just feel like because her voice is nice, she could have played another character. Like, oh my god, what if Scarlett Johansson played Blue? That would have been a twist. That would have been interesting. That would have been a change of her just being the sexy blonde. Or redhead or brunette or whichever one. Point is, she's always like this sexy, like secretive type. So her playing Blue would have been interesting. But no, this Kaa in this movie has like 5 seconds where she does the eye thing, and then somehow knows the story of Mowgli's father and all that. Like that part I didn't like that weird decision to just throw in that backstory. I mean, that could have just been so easily implied. All right, Mowgli's an orphan in the jungle. His parents were killed. A tiger got his face burned. We could have speculated that. I think that was kind of much. And, I don't know, took away from Kaa, like Kaa's purpose. I mean, I don't know, in the book, he was kind of like a neutral friend. I think he wanted to eat Mowgli, but didn't because he respected Baloo and Bagheera. And then the old cartoon, he was like this really goofy villain, where he also had like the voice of Winnie the Pooh. But when Winnie the Pooh wanted to say he wanted to eat a child and he giggled about it, it made it a little bit extra twisted and scary. And then the animation on that, where they like just used snakes like extra limbs so much, was fun. But no, I didn't like this Kaa. No, I didn't like it at all. Okay, so as for the kid who played Mowgli, good job, kid! I guess that's it. The only parts that really made me feel like he was the cartoon Mowgli was when he talked too much, but only that happened like once or twice. The part where he turned into a hero, that was nice. I just don't love the whole hiccup thing. I feel like that's been done so many times already. I mean, even when How to Train Your Dragon came out, I thought that was done so many times, and I was tired of seeing it, but Hiccup could get away with it because he got a cool dragon. But this kid doesn't have a cool dragon, he just kind of has himself. Like, that's the saddest part from this movie. He's really by himself. Like, even when he meets all these animals, he's doing it all alone. That's really depressing. Yes, it's heroic because he defeats him at the end and everyone sits in the tree together, but I didn't get a genuine sense of friendship or family. I got the whole we know this kid and we talk to him because we feel obligated, but not a real sense of love. So yeah, I can watch the movie maybe once again because I thought the CGI was really good. But no, I don't look forward to watching it again. I don't really want to. And I'm really scared that because this movie got such good results and made some money that they think it's cool to make more classic Disney cartoons into CGI remakes. Let's see. I didn't like Maleficent. I didn't like what they did with her character because Maleficent's supposed to be like this villain, like this anti-hero, like Deadpool, okay? She's supposed to wreak havoc and have fun and show that, oh, it's so lovely when you're evil. And, just kind of like be our Joker from The Dark Knight, you know? God, everyone loved that guy because he was smart and he always had these clever plans and he really, like, just lied his ass off. I kind of wanted Maleficent to be like that, but no, instead she was just this bitter woman who adopted this kid who she slowly resented but started to love. And then there was the whole, oh, I'll kiss your little forehead instead of a prince because we don't need men. And I also didn't like that they made the fairies idiots. Like, the fairies were so. Oh, no, I didn't like it. Oh, God. I'm scared for them making a Little Mermaid movie because. I don't know. I'm scared. On the one hand, I'd like to see it because I think with the CGI technology, mermaids would be really cool live action. I'm just terrified of what they do with Sebastian and Scuttle. Like, if they can't keep Scuttle, then. Ugh. Ugh. Also, will they sing? I'd hope to God they would. But they didn't sing in the Cinderella movie, and that had some nice songs. Not classics, not showstoppers, but damn it. I read somewhere that they might come up with a Genie movie, but Robin Williams is dead, so I don't think anyone cares about genies that much. I think as an animated movie, like that would be awesome. I mean, just, take this genie myth that Disney made and, just maybe see another genie go through stuff, or maybe see what they do when they're stuck on the lamp. That'd be fun. But if it's another one, like I'm not your servant, I'm your friend kind of story, and it's not Aladdin, then blah. No, thank you. I heard Mulan is gonna have some kind of remake, and I don't know. I mean, it's an old story, it's easy to do. I mean, it's not so much attached to the old cartoon, which was a pretty good cartoon. It's not so much attached to it because it has a simple story that can be well done. I just hope it's not so much about girl power as it is this character doing something crazy and brave, because that's what was the success of Mulan. Like, she wasn't like, the actual movie Brave, where the redhead was trying so hard to prove girl power and independence and all that crap. Instead, Mulan was just trying to do the right thing, even though it was weird for her time and place. It's weird for this time and place. She just did it out of a sense of right. And that was cool. With a CGI, the little dragon, I don't think Eddie Murphy's doing anything else, so he could reprise the role. But yeah, scary. Um, hmm. Let's see, I don't know what else. Okay, I mean, since I have no control over what new movies will be made, I hope to God they're not terrible. I honestly was never crazy about the Beauty and the Beast movie, and I don't know if Hermione can sing. Like, that's my biggest fear. Can Hermione sing? Are they going to cut the most charming part of that movie, the music, really well written music? Are they going to cut that out? To do what? What else? Like, seriously, I don't think the cast will be as much fun when you're stuck in it for months and months if there wasn't a couple of little teacups singing. That's what made it a little bit bearable. The Cruella de Vil movie, I'm just gonna try and fade out. The Tinkerbell movie, what the hell? The Mary Poppins sequel with Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda. That has hope. Disney, you're a big part of my heart. Seriously, a big part of my heart. So I hope that you do good. If that's too hard to do, then I hope I can watch your movies without being too miserable. That's all I hope.